A few weeks ago, I came across the off-season power rankings for the Eastern Conference that the NBA made, and something surprised me from that list. Of course, the Celtics are sitting on the top as they just made it to the finals and had one of the best defense last season, and among the top four we have the Milwaukee Bucks, the 76ers, and the Miami Heat. That's no surprise there. It did surprise me seeing the Raptors as the 5th best in this list. I can see why, but I feel like the Chicago Bulls should have been ranked 5th in this power ranking, and I'll be making a video about it later on. But the thing that surprised me the most was seeing that the Pacers were ranked dead last in this power ranking when I thought they should be ranked a little bit higher. So that's exactly what we're going to try and take a look in this video. Are the Pacers the worst team in the Eastern Conference? So let's get right into it. Last season, the Pacers ended with the 13th best record in the East and 18 games behind the 10th spot, which is bad, but thanks to that they were able to get the 6th pick in this year's draft, who turned out to be Bennedict Mathurin, who's 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan and weighs 205 pounds. During the Summer League games, he was balling out. He showed that he's a dangerous jump shooter with great athleticism, and before he even put the ball on the floor, he already showed that he was dangerous, like using shot fakes, jab step, and that all creates space. And off the ball, he can use the screen so well to get open. Plus he showed he can defend and can play with a lot of effort. All of those things are quite impressive, and I can see him playing well alongside Tyrese Haliburton and Buddy Hield, who the Pacers got via trade last season, because Tyrese is a rising star that's 6'5" with a 6'7" wingspan. That's an incredible size for a point guard. He's kinda skinny though, but his athleticism is alright. But Tyrese doesn't need to rely on all of those things because he can read the floor better than most point guards in the league right now. So he's gonna help Bennedict Mathurin get a lot of open looks. When we take a look at Tyrese's numbers during his time with the Kings, his numbers were alright, but the moment that he got traded to the Pacers, he put up better numbers. And then look at that shooting split. That's impressive for a player going into his 3rd year. And that's why I'm kind of getting the feeling that Tyrese is going to be due, or not due, but he's going to have a breakout season next season. Then if we look at Buddy Hield, he's going to help Benedict also getting the open looks. And not just him, the whole Pacers team, because Hield has some of the most powerful off-ball gravity in the NBA right now. With him spotted on the wing or running around the court, defenses can't relax. Then if we also look at Buddy Hield's numbers, we can see that it was the same thing as with Tyrese. The moment he got traded to the Pacers, his numbers also went up. But the thing that I liked the most was, while watching the Pacers play last season, the few games that I watched, I don't watch a lot of Pacers games, but the few games that I watched, Hield was really more motivated than the time that he played for the Sacramento Kings, and that's something that's really important to see. Myles Turner and Jalen Smith are probably the 2 bigs that are going to be starting for the Pacers in the front court, and they are players that are more comfortable at popping in the mid-range or shooting threes instead of attacking the basket, and a lot of people criticize them for that, but I think this probably just going to help the Pacers a lot. The Pacers can use this because think about it like this. When you have 5 players that can stretch the floor, that can all shoot the 3, what's going to happen? It's going to happen that the defense is going to be stretched out, and there's going to be a lot of open spaces for the players to cut or drive to the basket. And then when they drive to the basket, the help defense is going to come and they can just pass it and kick it out to the 3. You know what I mean? And since all players can hit the 3, I mean, I'm thinking this is going to be the starting 5 for the Pacers. If all of those players are playing at the same time and they kick it out to one of them, they're going to hit the 3. Because they are really good shooters. If they miss, let's say, they're going to have a lot of offensive rebounds. Why? Because they're going to be long rebounds, and the defense is going to have a lot of trouble boxing out the players for the Pacers because they're going to be all the way out, stretched out on the floor. And I feel like one player that can benefit with this a lot, catching rebounds, is going to be Chris Duarte, because this guy plays with a lot of effort. So let's say the Pacers play 4 of those players and then they play Chris Duarte. He's going to be grabbing a lot of rebounds because he plays with a lot of effort, like I said. And he's a guy that played like a veteran last season most of the time, even though he was a rookie. I can see why though. This guy is 24 years old. but he was putting up some decent numbers before he went injured. Now he's injured, he's probably going to come back for when the season starts, but before he got injured, he was putting up some decent numbers as a rookie. As you can see here, he was putting up 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal per game, while having a nice shooting splits. However, it's hard for me to envision this team being a great defensive team. Offensively, they're going to be amazing. They can probably score 110 points per game on any type of defense in the NBA. But defenses wise, they're going to have a lot of trouble because, yes, you know, Duarte can compete in the wing and Turner can defend the inside, blocking shots left and right. But Smith, you know, he can block shots, but he will struggle against more bigs that are more mobile. You know what I mean? But other than that, they don't have a lot of defenders on this team. And like I said before, they're gonna be able to score over 110 points most of the time. But the teams that they're gonna have to defend, the Pacers gonna defend, those teams are going to score on them 110 points also. While making this video now, I realized one thing that was not my goal of this video, but while making research and looking at all the data, I realized that they have one of the best young core in the NBA right now. Of course, they don't compare to, let's say, the Celtics or the Grizzlies or the Pelicans, but if we compare them to, let's say, the OKC Thunder, the Houston Rockets, the Detroit Pistons, or Orlando Magic young core, the Pacers are right there with that group. That's crazy, right? I didn't see that before, but now that I made this video, I'm like, yo, shit. They have one of the best young cores in the NBA. But after all of this, I do have to say that the Pacers next season, they could probably sneak themselves in for the play-in tournament, like a 10 seed or 9 seed in the East. But that's kind of like their ceiling is. That's the ceiling for them. I don't see them, you know, getting past that. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they do end up with the worst record in the Eastern Conference, you know, as they are rebuilding. I mean, I saw a stat that's not a stat, but it's a fact. They traded almost everybody last season. We know they traded Domantas Sabonis, Malcolm Brogdon left, TJ Warren is already gone too. So like of the roster that's coming back now, it's like all players that don't really know each other yet. So they're gonna, you know, it's rebuilding time for them. I do think they can do some noise in the East, but not a lot. Just probably the 10th seed or, like I said, 9 or 8 seed. But let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the Pacers. Do you think they have one of the best young cores like I mentioned before? That's something that surprised me. I didn't think that. And also let me know how far you think they're going to make it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new also. And I'll see you guys in the next one.